How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with our Philadelphia Flyers franchise mode here in off-season number 4, I think it is. And we got a rebound after that really upsetting loss in the first round to a Tampa Bay team who I think their window is basically closed. They just happened to beat us. They've definitely declined. They've got their stars still, but they're a team that I think we should have beaten. Would Carter Hart have made a difference? Probably, but we need to regroup and readjust. We need to make some moves this offseason, and finally we will have some cap space as Kevin Hayes' contract is expiring. But guys, before we get started, I wanted to announce that I am going live tonight at 5:15 Eastern time to do some Team of the Year reward stuff for you guys, as well as preparing for our next franchise mode. You guys have asked me to do an expansion franchise and a specific franchise that is legendary on this channel. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you that are new, but those of you that know what I'm talking about, I hope to see you at 5:15 right here on YouTube. So you guys should already see the live stream ready to go. We also have a channel membership that's now only 99 cents. You can support the channel for just $1 per month and get emotes, special badges, and you'll see your name featured in the outro as well. But here we go. Time to make those changes. It is the off season. We need to go ahead and improve this team. We're like a really good team, but we don't have like elite talent. Captain Couturier, Konechny jumped. That's beautiful to see. Konechny up to an 88. Things we love to see. Drouin an 86. Farabee still only an 86. Is a little bit disappointing. Frost is up to an 86 though. That's what you love to see. So the team is really growing. It seems like this playoff push, this loss, and this season really is turning this team into, you know, a pretty ascending roster. Now, of course, guys like Konechny jumping to an 88 is probably because of statistics. I mean, 23 goals, it's his, close to a career high. He scored 24 for 3 straight years. He hasn't quite got back there yet, but I mean, he's really solid. 68 points in 82 games. I think that is a career high, actually. So that 68 points is a career high. Drouin has been solid for us. He was the goal scorer on that second line. 26 goals, 54 points, was a -4. But hopefully that Frost has jumped up to 86. That'll be improved for us on that second line. We still have Hart and Jones. Hunter Jones, who was actually really solid in the playoffs. I can't really blame him, but Carter Hart probably would have made a huge difference. The good news is we still have him for 2 more seasons. I think 1 more season after this one it is, actually. Yeah, so we have him for 1 more season. We may want to look at July 1st when free agency opens to extend Carter Hart. As far as the expiring contracts, Kevin Hayes, Owen Tippett, Holmstrom, Ratcliffe, Cates, Delorier, and Yoel Levy. The big ones there. I guess you could call him big. I wouldn't call him big. The big thing about Kevin Hayes, though, is his $7 million is off the books. Now, what he wants as a contract extension is just a bit under $3 million, which I don't necessarily hate. He fits the third line so well, and as a power forward, for $3 million to be on I would give him a 1-year extension, I think. I think I'll bring Kevin Hayes back for just $3 million. If we take a look at our cap dollars, we have almost $20 million remaining. We don't have any big names to sign, no goalies. The rest of our skaters here, Hayes, Tippett, Holmstrom, Ratcliffe. You know what? For just under $3 million for 1 year, I think I'll give him a $2.9 million deal for 1 year. Like we said, he's been solid for us. Let's just confirm that he has. Yeah, he's been solid. I mean, the last 2 years, he's been on that third line, shooting 9%, getting a 13 then drop to 11, still being a good face-off taker. Wow, actually, he had an amazing year as a face-off taker for us, but he didn't take that many. I don't know. I think I had him on the wing just because I think I had Lehman as a third line center. Hopefully, Lehman can grow, but these guys, I think, with how well Hayes fits the third line, I mean, that's almost full chem for the third line. Balanced, energy balanced is just the style I think he doesn't like. I think I'll bring him back for just under $3 million for just a year, right? We'll have more players coming up soon, but he fits that third line so well. And then he's the kind of player that we can move an 84 at 33 on an expiring deal. He's the kind of guy that we can move pretty easily. Owen Tippett, I think his time is done as a member of the Philadelphia Flyers. I thought he was going to be something for us early, right? He had 45 points, 20 goals. He's gotten 20 goals. And then this season, you know, he was a +19, so he was fantastic. Only playing 8 minutes a night on that fourth line, though. He's not going to be worth the approximately 2, just a bit over 2 that we're going to be getting, would have to give him. But let's take a look at in-the-system players. Nikitin looks like he's actually, Jacob Nikitin, our first-round pick, the low elite defensive defenseman, looks like he is starting to be pretty good. I mean, he's still only, what, a 74? We'll see if he jumps. Could be a 7th defenseman, but I'd probably keep him in the AHL for one more year. He'll have 2 more years left on his ELC. I believe that is Belarusian. No, that's not Belarus. What is that flag? If you guys know, let me know down in the comments section. But he's got X Factors back at you, yoink and truculence. Yeah, he's going to be a good one for us. But then, you know, guys like Tyson Forster. I'm starting to run out of patience for Forster. Jordan Gavin, we didn't sign him, but at 72 at 19, he's certainly growing just the way we'd hope he would. Virgilio as well at 20 and 72. Probably a guy that we could sign to play in the AHL for sure. I'll wait until we get to the re-sign phase to do that, but you know, these guys have some more eligibility left before we do end up signing them. But really, there's not too much coming up in the pipeline. The guys that we care about the most are on the main roster. Korchinski, Haltonen. Where are Haltonen and Lehman? They should be right. Oh, there's Haltonen. He's at the top there. And then Lehman, I believe, is a medium top 6. Yeah, Lehman actually, you know, I thought he was solid this year. He wasn't anything groundbreaking, 26 points in 82 games, but 17 goals, +5, good shooting percentage. He is a shooter, it seems, 248 shots in the minors when he played on the first line. So, honestly, pretty happy with him. His giveaway to takeaway ratio is good as well. So Haltonen is the guy that obviously is the future of this franchise with the medium elite, the make it snappy, all those things like that. But Bill Lehman still can be a quality player. Unfortunately, Haltonen did not have a great season. I mean, 36 points in 63 games is really, really good. He was playing on the first line at one point. So we'll see how he grows. But it's now time to sim to the draft. Let's double check our draft board. Where are we looking as far as our picks? I did highlight Blum. He is a two-way forward. I know we don't want to get too many more two-way forwards, but he's 2 years away, potentially medium elite. We'll see. He's got a pro release, a goal scorer, two-way forward. That's cool. It could be a sniper, right? His shooting category is 2 bars, maybe A+, but he looks like somebody that's pretty close to being ready. He's one guy that I pinned. But you guys can see here, we've got projected picks. It's probably not accurate. We don't have a ton of picks. We didn't acquire a ton of picks just because so many contracts were unmovable. One guy that I'm actually thinking, is he movable yet, would be Rasmus Ristolainen. He's got 1 year remaining after this one. At an 81, I still think nobody's going to bite on him, even at his relatively modest rate of points. It's just not going to happen. I'd love to move him, but $5 million for a guy that puts up 12 points on the blue line, it isn't necessarily the best defender. Well, that's not exactly the guy you're going to pay for, but I think I may have to assign the scouts. We'll take a look at the draft class real quick. Oh my goodness. We got Benjamin Reese, Warren Weaver, and Felix Banach, as well as Daryl Macias, Georges Vermette, and Gavin McKenna. Wow, so quite a few players. Do we know any more gems? Chance Lacosta is a gem. I'm going to pin him. For sure, at pick 63, maybe we could probably get him with our second round pick. Our second round pick's going to be probably in the 50s, low 50s, because we just got bounced in the first round. So probably in the low 50s, we got probably in the 20s for our pick. But that's what we know so far as players. Ooh, Shannon Garnett, currently being scouted by William Matthews. 2-bar medium franchise defenseman there in the teens. Maybe somebody we want to look to go after. As far as our scouts are concerned, though, is everybody doing something that they should be doing? No, they're not. So at least I will go ahead and make sure that we get the scouting all set through the end of the season. When is the draft? I believe it is June. No, it's June, late June, because it's like June 23rd. Yeah, June 23rd. Look at that. I'm pretty good at this. So we will go ahead and just get our scouts up to the 2020, like the early 20s, before the 23rd at least. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll jump back with you guys when we are ready to go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have officially assigned our scouts. No longer are they scouting until October on guys that are going to be drafted in a month. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world. They just kind of assign themselves tasks, and sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be working on this until October. It's like, the draft's in June, so I kind of need it a little bit sooner. But we will sim to the draft now, see who wins the, oh good, Carter Hart's fully healthy. Kevin Hayes does extend his contract at just under $3 million to 2.9. We'll continue simulating throughout the playoffs. Best lines it down there in Lehigh. Central Scouting released their new updates, and Ronnie Addard is officially available to play. I'll finish the sim. Casper Haltonen is able to return to the lineup, so we will go ahead and send down, I guess, Ratcliffe. Go ahead and send him down to the minors. Edit lines. We'll just, best lines it in AHL, just because, you know what? Hey, they got a shot at it. Head coach preferred lines. There we go. Hopefully, and we'll stop. Oh, cancel. There we go. We did eventually stop it. And we got eliminated by the Checkers, the Charlotte Checkers. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll simulate up here to the 20th so we can get ready for the retirements. Continue. Casper Haltonen's healthy. That's fine. I'm happy to have him back and healthy. But we unfortunately have no more games. The Texas Stars are your Calder Cup champions, and the Vancouver Canucks are your Stanley Cup champions. Next year's cap's going to be $96.5 million. And there we go. We get up to the 20th, and the draft lottery results are in. Buffalo gets screwed, and Carolina jumps from 4-1. Detroit from 5-2. Buffalo drops from 1-3. We have no picks in this range, but the Columbus via Calgary is the only pick that moved that was in the lottery. So there we go. We are now ready to go ahead and jump ahead one day to retirements. Then we can do draft interviews and see what our scouts have come back with. This is actually kind of important. Guys like, I forgot his name. It was like Kroll. In the 20s, I pinned him for sure. Ty Blum, there we go, is medium top 6 forward, 3 years away. Okay, so see, this is a guy that I would 100% have drafted. He's got a great shot. He's a sniper, a center sniper, 3 years away, 18, 6 foot, 177. But then there's Chance Lacosta. We know for a fact he is low elite. We also know that here, Zachary Jennings is 101 ranked, but he is a medium top 6 grinder, so we definitely want to pin him there. Medium elite sniper, that's at 2. Okay, yeah, no, we know that. But as far as players, we didn't get any more information on Shannon Garnett, unfortunately, but I think, oh man, could that be a franchise player? Maybe we'll talk to him and see how far away he is from the NHL. Looks like he's going to be a year or 2 away. Maybe they're franchise, maybe they're not. Is it worth trading up to take the swing, or do we go a little bit safer and go with something we know? Lawrence Elliott, a medium elite power forward there at 90. That's a 3rd round pick if I've ever seen one. That's perfect. He's a gem. That's exactly what we need. They want us to take Richmond with our pick, who's 3-bar medium elite, NHL ready defenseman. Ooh, plays like Al McInnes, the left-handed defenseman. It's a very, very physical player. Definitely, without a doubt, a defensive defenseman. Something that we've been looking for. We need defensemen in the system, too. As far as the other gems, there's Tuukka Vahalati, excuse me, the 2-way forward, who's 3 years away, but might have make it snappy 1T close quarters and crease crasher. Oh, not might, he does. Ooh, this guy might be worth trading up for instead of the medium franchise. I'm obviously not going to get Vanek. I'd like to, but obviously trading up to 3 is going to be a lot harder than like up into the teens. But I don't want to really give away too many of our picks. So let's go ahead and take a look at the retirements. Central Scouting updated their list. Retirement day is today, so we will advance. Let's view who retired. Did anybody from our team retired? Not that I can see so far, but Mark-Edward Vlasic, Zach Parise, Joe Pavelski, Nicholas Backstrom, Paul Stastny, Drew Doughty, Andrew Cogliano, Chris Letang, Andrew Goligoski, Jonathan Tays, Mark Giordano, Sam Gagne, Alex Petrangelo, Brad Marchand. They call it quits. Brad Marchand almost a point per game in his career. Jordan Eberle, Mark Stahl, Tyler Myers, Max Pacioretty, Eric Johnson. Oh my God, Shattenkirk, Jack Johnson. Did the Johnson brothers called it quits at the same time? There you go. And then here's a bunch. Oh, wow, there's a lot of guys. Cam Atkinson retired as a member of the Calgary Flames. We moved on from him. He went to Nashville and then got traded, it seems. Anybody else exciting or interesting? Not that I can see. Nick Bukestad, yay. Jonathan Quick, Craig Anderson finally calls it quits at 45. Elliot Jones, Grice Schneider, Ronta Picard, Tokarski. And there we go. All right, so the following players that are now coaches are Parise, Pavelski, Doughty, and Stastny. Okay. A bunch of coaches retired. Lehigh, we do have 2 coaches that retired from our AHL squad, but nobody from the NHL squad retired. Draft interviews, let's go ahead and do some of those. We've got a couple guys pinned here. I want to talk to Vahalati to see if he's listed as a gem, right? He's listed as a gem. He's 3 years away, though. You know, we kind of know everything there is to know about him, except for the fact that we don't know his potential exactly. Ooh, some of these guys, this is really interesting. I don't know what to do here, like, because we know these guys, right? Zach Jennings is 5 years away. We know Lawrence Elliott is 5 years away, but they are medium elite. I mean, the power forward here, oh, man. Take a look at the Shannon Garnett. We definitely got to talk to Shannon Garnett, because if we can get any little bit more information to see if he's a franchise player or not, it might be worth it just to go up for him, but I don't want to talk about the type of person you are, Shannon. I don't particularly care. Let's talk about a new topic. I'd love to chat about what type of person we are. Let's move on to another topic. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Think about how you should play. How ready are you to play in the NHL? You, at least a few seasons, 3 years away. What kind of player are you? He is an offensive defenseman. New topic. Okay. Even if he's a medium top 4 offensive defenseman that's 3 years away, that's not necessarily a bad pick for us. Strengths. What is your greatest strength? And he is going to say, Shannon believes it's got to be his skating. Accelerate quickly, turn on a dime faster than most, etc. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Shannon. All right, so there we go. We get a little bit more information about Shannon Garnett. Central Scouting ranks him 15th. The right-handed defenseman is an offensive defenseman who's 3 years away. Let's take a look here. He's ranked, he dropped. He definitely, look at that. That is why we do the pre-draft interviews, boys. 3-bar medium elite could just be a medium top 4 defenseman. Offensive defenseman, he could be really good, but there's Vahalati here as well. I believe there was another guy that I wanted to ask questions to. We know the medium power forward. We know Garnett there. Travis Richmond, the left-handed defenseman. They say he's close to NHL ready. I'd love to interview him just to get that little bit more of information, because he could be our first-round pick. If he's medium elite, we don't have to move up, and we can snag him there. Let's talk about your NHL readiness and your readiness. We don't know. Play style, we don't know. How ready are you? Feels like he's NHL ready. Okay. So he's probably at least a 78 overall. That could be huge. A defensive defenseman. That might be important. That might be something exactly what we need. Travis Richmond, I think, is looking like our first-round pick, to be honest. You consider, what is your greatest strength? It's his physicality. Yeah, we saw he's got like an A+ physicality, but we'll see just exactly what we gained out of that. Obviously, NHL ready, physical, and defensive defenseman Travis Richmond from the Niagara Ice Dogs. We didn't gain much information. He's still 3-bar medium elite, but we know he's NHL ready. He likes cycle pinch, which is definitely good. His zone ability, I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys, and say his zone ability is not quick draw. I think that'd be the stupidest X Factor ability to give a defenseman. Obviously, quick draw, it would be insane. But hey, if it does something for the chemistry, so be it. But here we go. We got a couple other guys, I think, down here to take a look at. LaCosta, we don't need to ask any questions to. I think I might talk to Robert Tamaris, who's 3 years away. 3 years. Can we look at any 1 year away right here? Pat Vitt. Oh, he's projected to go in the top. That's why. Everybody else is 3 years away. Just flipping through here. 3, 4, 5. We got a gem here. Let's talk to Vahalati, see if he would be worth moving up for. I still think I'd like to take the defensive defenseman we just talked to from the Niagara Ice Dogs, who his name is escaping me. So let's go ahead. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna sort by gem again. Gem and bust. They're saying that Bradley Wise is a bust, which is fine. But we know 3-bar low elite. That's our second-round pick there. And Chance LaCosta, 3 years away, low elite with 1T. Whoo, he's got some really nice X factors. Okay, let's see here. We'll go by potential again. We did a really good job scouting this year. So the scouting revamp definitely helped us out, without a doubt. It was Travis Richmond. I'm going to pin Travis Richmond just because he's the guy that I think I want. There's a goalie here at 50. We could talk to him, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we could look to get another goalie in the system too. But some of these guys here, the 3-bar low elite Tamaris. You know what? Yeah, we'll take a look at him. I think we know for a fact that he's 3 years away. So maybe we won't talk to him. Lundin, we know for a fact he's 3 years away. We could get to know his. We all know all these guys are NHL readiness. Liam Clefbaum's, you know what? We can talk to Liam Clefbaum, the defensive defenseman. I'm assuming, no, he's a power forward. Good Lord. 3 years away, 2-bar low elite. I think he's worth talking to. Could be a guy we end up pinning based on what he moves. If we can get any kind of movement there, but I'm really happy we got rid of that 2-bar medium franchise because I didn't think he was going to be franchise. He could have been, but now there's no temptation to move up, I don't believe. Playstyle, he's a grinder. Okay, adaptable player who's not afraid to get physical. Dependable, not adaptable. But dependable could be adaptable too, who's not afraid to get physical. So let's talk about his strengths. His best strength is also his physicality, so we are going to bring back the Broad Street Bullies, it seems like, if we draft some of these guys. Okay, that physical grinder. There we go. And there he is. He's still 2-bar low elite, so really, I don't think there's anybody else that I need to be pinning. I feel like I can sort through, but a guy like Chance Lacosta for sure is a guy we want to talk about. But let's just go ahead, drop back out. And there we go. We've got our draft interviews all set and done. I just want to reassess our draft board. Benjamin Reese is gonna go to, who won the lottery? Was it Detroit? I think it might have been Detroit. Either way, they're getting a good player, Detroit is. I know they moved up. But Vahalati, probably not a guy that we are going to go up for. He's listed as a gem. He's probably pretty good, but he's 3 years away. He could be medium elite there in the 16 range, but I think I'd rather go after Travis Richmond, who's 3-bar medium elite, NHL ready, cycle pinch, defensive defenseman with really good Bs across the board. And he might have some X factors too, so that would be huge for us. There's also Ty Blum, who's 3 years away. He's not quite ready. Is a sniper. Doesn't look like he has an X factor, let alone a superstar ability. So we'll just go ahead and advance the day. We'll get up to the draft and we'll get it underway. Start the draft. The number 1 overall pick is the Carolina Hurricanes. And of course, the medium franchise is coming to our division. Benjamin Reese, the 83 overall sniper with oh my God, this is gonna be a problem. He's got Schneip, close quarters, make it snappy, magnetic, beauty backhand, and all alone. That is the kind of player you build your franchise around. Weaver is certainly no slouch. That's a consolation prize, I guess, for the Red Wings. I mean, they won the lottery and moved up, so I guess I can't call that a consolation prize. A sniper with magnetic close quarters, 1 team, make it snappy, a medium elite at 82 already. The Buffalo Sabres consolation prize is the German Felix Bonak to pair it with JJ Peterka. The German connection there. 81 overall sniper, again, medium elite. This is a stacked class. Holy moly. 1T, skilled up. Make it snappy, all alone, and magnetic. The San Jose Sharks, who also dropped. Also get Macias, the medium elite sniper. Oh my God, the goals are going to be pouring in from this draft class. Vermette then goes to the Penguins at 5, who can probably work on replacing Crosby and Malkin. Malkin's got to be long gone, right? The question is, Crosby still a Pittsburgh Penguin? Does not look to be the Malkin's here, but Crosby's gone. Okay. Unless Sidney Crosby dropped off, they signed Patrice Bergeron, I guess, to replace Crosby. It's not quite the same, but there we go. McKenna goes to the Arizona Coyotes here. So let's see. We're going to go up to pick 27 would be ours. View the draft class. Do we want to move up a pick or two to make sure we get... Actually, no, we don't. He is supposed to be drafted at 27. He dropped a bit, and they want us to take these guys. So, you know what? We should be okay taking Travis Richmond. I'm going to sim to our pick at 27. Hindi medium top 6, Wall medium. Ooh, a medium elite goaltender, though, at 24. Okay, Cope, Maher, Parrish, Norton. Vahalati is a medium elite sniper, so that is a good player. He will just take some time to get to the NHL. Lampman is probably the NHL ready, 76, medium top 4. Actually, he's not NHL ready, but he's close. There's Garnett, the 2-bar medium franchise is a medium elite at 17, 63, so he's got some ways to go, but I'm kind of glad we didn't move up for him. I think things are working out. There's Witt, who he said was 1 year away. All right, let's make the pick here, boys. Richmond is here. I believe Ty Blum, yeah, he's a little bit behind there. 3 years. I don't know why he's pinned over the other guys. We know Uriel Ashton has an X factor. And same thing with Ryder. Oh my word, what a name. And then we got exact low elite. We know for a fact he's low elite with ice. Oh, Russ Anderson's. Yikes. Okay. Jan Mazzaros, we probably want to pin as well, although he doesn't have an X Factor, so we will not do that. Lane Gilroy does not have an X Factor, but Caleb De Silva might. He might have an X Factor. Norm Biggs, 3 years away. Okay. Josh here, who's got Crease Crash. Okay, so he's got Crease Crasher and Unstoppable Force. Mikhail Wisniewski, we don't have any information about him. Russ Anderson, I definitely want to pin him. There's Rask here, who's got no contest. Ryder, who's definitely got X Factor, so we will pin him. Blum, I don't think we want Blum pinned anymore. But I don't think it's worth it to pass up on a guy like Travis Richmond. I think he's NHL ready. He could be medium elite. He could have some X Factors. You know what? I'm gonna trust it. We need defensive defensemen. We need defensive prospects. So I'm gonna take Travis Richmond here. Bank on him being a medium elite. He's not a medium elite, but he does have X Factors with no contest and back at you. That's the important part. He's medium top 4 at 78. He's already ready to be a minor league top 2 defenseman, so we will sign him and play him in the minors. I believe he did come... Oh, no, he came from Niagara, so he'd play in the CHL, which is fine for me for a season. I think this guy looks fantastic. His defensive category is great. His physicals will grow nicely, and his passing and puck control and offensive awareness is already good enough. It'll grow, though, as well. So Tampa Bay Lightning want to trade their pick. Our next pick is pick 59. Okay, do we want to move up maybe into the earlier second to get one of those players that we have pinned? Let's take a look at the pins. We got Ryder here. Russ Anderson with ice. Oh, this is the guy that we could pair. They could beat it like 2 defensive defensemen. We need these kind of players. I had planned on taking LaCosta, I think. Who's got 1T. They're all 3 years away, I think, except for Lawrence Elliott, but he's projected to go later. Same thing with Zachary Jennings. He's also projected to go later. I think I move up. I think it's worth it to maybe pass on a guy like LaCosta here with the 1T, Magnetic Snipe, and Heat Seeker. Oh, that's phenomenal, and a two-way forward who can score. But Russ Anderson's here. He's a terrible, terrible skater, but Cycle Pinch. But bouncer back at you, yoink, and then ice pack as a zone ability. Oh, is it worth it to move up, or do we just let these guys go? Maybe I try and get. Ryder's also a sniper with beauty backhand and make it snappy. He doesn't have the X factor, but he's got synergies. I don't like his scheme fit though. I mean, it's 3 bars, but I still don't like that scheme fit. At 18, they're all 3 years away. The guys we're looking at, so that's not going to make a difference. The power forward here with Crease Crasher and Unstoppable Force is projected to go in the 40s. Really, I think for me, it'd be between Mikalski and Andersons. I think Ryder, while it would be nice, I think I'd rather go after Mikalski here because these guys have the zone ability with Crease Crasher and Unstoppable Force. 6'3" at 18, power forward, really good shot, 3 years away, medium top 6, balance cycle, energy blocked, and then crash the net. Another terrible synergy. So maybe Cycle Pinch from Russ Anderson's, the defensive defenseman, is the best move here. We'd have to move up into the early second, probably. The Buffalo Sabres want to give up that pick there. They want to give up pick 36 overall from the Carolina Hurricanes. Who do they want from us? I don't want to give up Liebman, Virgilio, Gavin, Wu, Brink. We just signed some of these guys. Holmstrom's on his way out anyway. Maybe they want first dibs on signing him. I don't know. Let's go ahead and find a trade for the Buffalo Sabres. That pick there at 36 gives us plenty of flexibility with who we can take. They should all be available. Buffalo Sabres, the 36th pick. They want Gavin in a 5th. Richmond, who we just drafted, Virgilio, or a 2nd next year and a 3rd this year. We'd have 2 seconds, so is the 3rd necessarily? Okay, I can work with this. I can definitely work with this. I would give up my 2nd next year, which is fine, and then I'd probably give them somebody whose overall is higher, but I don't feel like is going to be here for a while. Owen Tippett's got no value. Jet Wu's back next year. York Holmstrom is on his way out, I think, so they can have first dibs at signing. Him. Oh, they want to give away Higgins. You know, we'll do that. We'll take Higgins. Holmstrom in a 2nd for this year's. Holmstrom in a next year's 2nd for this year's 2nd and a 7th or in just a player. I mean, he's good. He's not going to play for us. The trade is accepted, so we have moved up into the second round by giving up a next year's second rounder. I think it's worth it. Sim options, Sim to pick number 36, Brookbank, Lowe, Eddie. Okay, so some of those guys, they don't look that fantastic. Who went at the back end of the round here? Curry, Leach, Bolland, German, and Rich. Okay, so yeah, that was us with Richmond. So we now have our pick here. We can still take Ty Blum, but I don't think we want him considering we don't know for a fact what his abilities are. Uriel Ashton has got the shutdown ability. Ryder, it does have 2 abilities. There's also Samu Rask, who maybe does. Anderson is low elite. Is low elite worth it over the medium top 6? I think it is. I think the chance that we could snag a low elite here on the blue line, a defensive defenseman from Poland. He is B-, C-, C, D, B-, C. And then Mikulski here is A-, B-, B-, C-, B-, C. He's probably got a better overall, but he's medium top 6, right? He's got Crash the Net too. I like the synergies for Anderson better, I'd have to say. I think, we know Lawrence Elliott's here as a gem. Do we have any gems that we should be looking at taking? Chance LaCosta at 60 here. Definitely can grab him with our next pick, which is pick 59, I believe. So we take a look at Central Scouting Rankings, pick 59. Who are they saying we should take? Is he one of the ones we should take? He's not, so we're okay. So we'll be fine to be taking him there. But we will go here and take, I think we're going to take back-to-back defensemen. I do. I think we are. I think we've got enough forwards. We need some younger defensemen. We've got Korchinski. We just took, oh God, who did we just take? I forgot his name already. But Russ Anderson's the low elite defensive defenseman with an X Factor, an Ice Pack, Bouncer, and back at you and yoink his superstar abilities. 3 years away, low elite, cycle pinch. We're going to take him. I'm going to take the low elite. We're swinging for the fences at a 62 overall, low elite. He looks like he's going to need a lot more time seasoning, right? He's 62. We're not going to sign him right away. We will take that for sure, though. Let's go ahead and sim. Ryder's only a 66, medium top 6 with his beauty backhand. Okay, so we're looking good for now. There's Rask, the grinder. Savage goes to the Vancouver Canucks. There's Ty Blum. Does he have his ability? He does not. Ooh, I'm glad we got that scouting in. Ashton here does have his shutdown. We knew that. Next pick is the Blue Jackets. Mikulski. Mikulski is a 65. Okay, so a little bit better, but medium top 6. Crease Crasher looks to be a solid player. Nothing yet, but time will only tell. But we'll sim to pick 59. And we're looking good. We got lucky there with our pick. LaCosta, the low elite left winger, who we know has 1T magnetic snipe and heat, might have heat seeker as well. 3 years away, balance, shoot, balance behind the net. Great shooting category. We're going to take him here, the low elite gem. Let's snatch him up. He is a 64 low elite with an X Factor. This is the draft of dreams, guys. This is what we were hoping to get. A medium top 4 in Trevor Richmond. The low elite in Anderson's, a low elite in Acosta. We're swinging for the fences. We've got a chance to have some really, really amazing players here. All right, so now we need to look at it and take a look at our pick, right? We're picking at 91. Our pin here is at 90. He's not one of the guys they're recommending we take, though. Is he? Ooh, okay, so he's a little bit further after our pick. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sim to our pick. Actually, it's a 3rd round pick. I should definitely move up just a couple picks in the 3rd round. Somebody's got to be wanting to offer their 3rd rounder. We're picking 27 there. If we move up to 20 with the Chicago Blackhawks, 22 I should say, that would be fine for us. A 3rd, and then you know what we will do? We will throw in a 7th. Hopefully they say yes. Trade it. Almost feel guilty accepting. You know what? It is what it is. It's a 7th round pick. We moved up to 86 to make sure that we can get our guy. They now recommend we take him, and as you guys can see, I don't know what's going on with the scouting ranking or scout recommendation, but we are going to take a medium elite power forward here. He's going to take a while to get here. He's 19. He's an overager, but he is listed as a gem. As far as potentials left, 1 bar medium elites, a couple 2 bar low elites. We know for a fact Zachary Jennings is medium top 6. This could be one heck of a draft. Ondrachuk, I think, was a guy that I was looking at earlier. He's got 5 years away, though. He's 3-bar or 4-bar low. Okay, and then some goalies, the medium fringe starter. There we go. We are fine with that. Lawrence Elliott, welcome to the Philadelphia Flyers. A 52 medium elite power forward at 19 years old. We'll see if we can make him an NHLer. Medium elite, I hope he grows. He played in the SHL, so we are going to just leave him there, let him simmer a bit. So moving on to our next pick at 123, we could move up in the 4th round to go get Zach Jennings, which is exactly what we might do. Because we know for a fact that he is a medium top 6 at 17. Yes, he's 5 years away, but he is 17, a grinder there. Perfect guy that in like 4 or 5 years comes up on your 4th line for a cheap contract. So we got to move up to 101. We have pick 123. So we'll call the Vegas Golden Knights because we already called the Buffalo Sabres. It's 98 overall, and you know what we will do? We will just go ahead and see if they'll just take a pick swap. Will you take a pick swap? Rejected. Okay, that's fine. Let's just move next year's 7th along with it. Trade accepted. Looks staring a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, I'm glad you feel like that 7th really changed things there for you. But Strudwick goes low top 9, but we are going to get our medium top 6. There's Liam Clefbaum as well. He's 4 years away, 2-bar low elite, but you know, I'm not going to chance it. We know he could be worse than Zachary Jennings, but we know Zachary Jennings is a medium top 6 grinder at 51. We've gotten all the guys we set out to get. We're going to sim to our next pick here at 155. I do want to see how that other guy was. Oh, we got to go to 4. Here we go. Oh, Knight, the Enforcer, Greg Knight, the medium elite Enforcer. Oh my goodness. And Clefbaum, I'm super happy we didn't take the chance, right? We got ourselves a medium top 6. The draft class is looking phenomenal right now. So we'll go ahead and make our next pick here. Is there anybody? No, I assume there's no gems left. Yeah, there's no gems left, but as far as potential left, there's not a lot of that left either. Low top 4 defenseman at 18 is actually not terrible. That's probably the best kind of player we have available. Who are they suggesting we take? Some of these guys, medium 7th defenseman. We didn't get this far down in the OHL, which is fine. I'm not going to be too upset about that. Esa Pettinen is 3 years away at 19. That's not the end of the... Honestly, 3 years away at 19. That's 22. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we didn't get this far down with many of our scouts. Solomon Ivany is 5 years away. 3-bar medium bottom 6. You know what? I think we will just go... Because that 3-bar... or the low top 4 defenseman, I think was a little bit further down. So Esa Pettinen, welcome to the squad as a medium bottom 6, 61 overall. So a good overall, but maybe never going to be anything for the club. Pick 187. We should be able to get that low top 4 defenseman. There he is, Ondrachuk, Bradley Ondrachuk, the defenseman, 5 years away, low top 4. You know what? We're going to take him. He's projected to go at 278. Do we have another pick after this one? We do not. So this is our last pick. We did trade away our 7th. So let's just go ahead, sort by potential. Let's go ahead and snag him. Are any of these guys going to be anything anytime soon? Let's just check. We did our scouting 5 years. Probably not 3 years, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years. He might have an X factor, Igor Denisov, but I highly doubt it. 5 years away with Bradley Ondrachuk, and we're going to go ahead and just take him there. Low top 4, I will take it. And you know what, guys? This draft class seems to have been a phenomenal one for us. Some really, really good players here. Elliott, the medium elite power forward at 52 has so much value. Ondrachuk, Elliott. We took LaCosta as well, who's got a tremendous amount of trade value. Andersons, there we go. Pettinen, who's not even going to be that bad. And then our first round pick, Travis Richmond, with some X factors, the defensive defenseman from the Niagara Ice Dogs, 6'3", 198. Is NHL ready? We will probably sign him and let him play in the CHL again. Why not? At 78, and his potential, he should be one for next season, not this season. So we will sim the entire draft. We are up and out of here. And Richmond, Andersons, LaCosta, Elliott, Jennings, Ondrachuk, and then Pettinen is probably the runt of the litter, if you will. But I'm not even going to be that mad about it, guys. We're looking pretty darn good after that draft. And I think that's the draft of dreams right there. You can't ask for much of a better draft than that one. A couple restricted free agents. Any scouts that we need to sign? I don't think so. I think all of our scouts are signed. We have 1 year left on some of these guys, and Anderson, maybe if we can find a new OHL scout, we'll do some of that in free agency. Let's sort by role, please. There we go. Our NHL head coach, Maddox Flood. He's still continuing to grow, right? His power play is phenomenal, but his penalty kill needs to grow. And he fits the line so well. Here we go. Roberto Janes, also a great coach here. You can see he's starting to grow a little bit. He's a great penalty kill guy, so he is definitely impacting that, as well as Delorme. And then Vlasic, the goalie coach, has A, teaching. That's all we care about. Our head coach in the AHL is a B-, Santiago Ingles. That's fine. He's maybe we want to get somebody new for the AHL head coach, just kind of revamp the staff. Valabik as well. So we'll have to see who's out there. But as far as re-signing players, I think we are okay with the players we've got to re-sign, right? All expiring contracts. Owen Tippett, I think we let him walk. We've got room for new players. Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe's is not a bad player, and we unfortunately don't know his scheme fit. His physicality is great. His defensive category is not, though, so we will release him as well. Noah Cates, what do you want? Do you want a two-way deal? Perfect. We'll give him 3 years. He'll be a staple of the AHL. Oli Ulivi also wants an AHL deal, so we will send him down there. Nicholas Delorier, I think it's time to get the grinder off the team. Andre here. Ooh, Emile Andre. I think we did sign him in free agency, the offensive defenseman, but we will offer him a contract 3 years away, walk him to UFA. There we go. Ty Ronning. We signed him to be a sniper for us. We'll give him a 2-year deal down there in the AHL. Zamula, we'll definitely bring him back for, we'll give him 2 years. And then Hoberg, offer him a contract. These are all AHLers, right? Virgilio, we definitely want to sign and play in the AHL. This is his ELC. So take a look at defensemen, or let's just look at the main roster, right? We'll look at goaltenders. We're looking at Hart, Jones, Thompson, Blomqvist, and then I don't know if Ersson is worth it because Blomqvist grew so nicely. Our fourth round pick of the Montreal Canadiens, who I believe we signed in free agency at 23. He's going to be with Thompson down there. I feel like Vinny can walk. I mean, maybe we'll bring him in as our final goaltender in the system, but we're going to release Ersson and bring back Vinny. I don't think anybody else. Kozlov. Kozlov's already in the system. Never mind. Alexei Kozlov was a New York Rangers 4th round pick in year number 1. So we will go ahead and release that final goalie. I only really like to carry 5. Taking a look at defensemen, though. Looking at the NHL squad, it's Provorov, Korchinski, who's now up to an 85. Sanheim, Ristolainen, Wu, York, and then Ellis. Yoel Levy with Wiley. McIsaac with Richmond, who is not going to play down there, so we will just give him his ELC. McIsaac with Addard. Andre with Zamula, and then Hoberg with Millman. Or no, you know what? We're gonna let Hoberg walk. I didn't want to overload the AHL with too many defensemen. Virgilio, we obviously want to get him playing. Same thing with Nikitin as well with those X factors. Nikitin, our 1st round pick from just 2 seasons ago, is ready to go. Millman here, he'll probably be a scratched or a trade or a cut or something like that. I'll buy him out or whatever. It would cost 0.129 for 2 years. I don't want to do that, though. It's not worth it. I can just scratch him without any kind of concern. Ryan Ellis is on the final year of his deal. It would cost me $2.04 million. So we'd save $4 million on the cap, but it would span into next year. It's not actually the worst idea in the world to get Ryan Ellis off the squad and save ourselves $4 million. Yes, it does cost us. We're basically there, right? It's 2/3 the life of the contract for it's spread out longer, I'm pretty sure. So it would cost us $2 million. I'm actually going to go do a buyout calculator real quick. So according to Cap Friendly, it would cost me $3.25 million this year and then $1.5 next year. Paying Ryan Ellis $1.5 to save $3 million this year. Actually, they actually have his cap hit, I believe. Oh yeah, it's his cap hit. So we'll see. I mean, they say it would cost what to buy him out? $2.04 million for 2 years. Yeah, so we'd save $4 million this year, but then go down by $2 million next year. I think I could buy him out. I think I can buy him out whenever. I think I might be able to wait and then see how much cap space we'll have next year. But Risto's expiring as well. I could buy out Risto instead. But unfortunately, 1.66 for 2 years. Ellis, they could get rid of these massive contracts and have a ton of cap space this year. And then just kind of have 3 million next year, just kind of dead. We're going to wait before we start buying out players. Taking a look at the forwards expiring. I think we're all good with all the contracts we signed there. Jordan Gavin, he's probably ready to play in the AHL, but I think I will wait and see that there. Our coaching staff, we don't need to re-sign it. Nobody needs to be re-signed, so we can just go ahead and sim straight to free agency. Hopefully these Kates is going to reject, but Ronning's back, Zamula's back, Levy's gone, Richmond's here, Virgilio's here, Andre is back. Okay, so those guys that didn't re-sign is not the end of the world. And there we go. So we are now up at free agency. Let's go ahead and sign some free agents. And Veleno is available, and he wants a ton of money. Goodness gracious. Patrick Laine's available. He wants 7 years, only one team interested. Domi's available, no teams interested. Monahan, same thing with him. Veleno, though, is he's gonna just be back. Jake Ottinger's a free agent. Very interesting. Anybody here that we should be concerned about as far as made it to free agency somehow? Aturati is an RFA. He wants 1 year. I'll give him 3 years, and I'll give him the max 2-way deal. No picks would be required to send to the New York Islanders. Hey, you know what? If he accepts it, great. If he doesn't, oh well. Oathman here, but he's got to be an RFA. Can we make UFA? There we go. Nobody really looking like a guy that I would go after. Some of these 2-way guys, Heineman, I want to say we looked at him once before. Nobody else here. Can we take a look at just defensemen? 23-year-old low, no. Okay. So there's no young guys that we want to go after. What I do want to check, though, is we go to our contracts. And we go to, like, a guy like Drouin, right? We have $48 million in extension money available. Oh, my word. He wants a ton of money, too. So he's pretty happy with how he's playing right now. Frost, we definitely want to extend Korchinski. I'll give him an 8-year deal at only $6 million. Why don't we try 5.5 for 8 years? That would be insane if he does end up growing nicely. Besides, we have $48 million in extension dollars, so we will offer that contract extension. We have $18 million this season, so we could go after somebody pretty big. I just want to be cautious about not taking up too many roster spots. So, taking a look at the forwards, we've got Couturier, Konechny, Drouin, Farabee, Frost, Dubois, Halton and Hayes, Brink, Paling, Lehman, and then I guess we could go after one more player, couldn't we? In the system is SDA, Denoy, Forster, Jordan Gavin. Like, none of those guys are coming up. We're not blocking anybody's path because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then, we don't have a 12th. So signing somebody huge could be in our future. And there's that Patrick Laine guy sitting out at the top of free agency. We do need to make that splash, like I said. Patrick Laine at 28. First line sniper. Does he fit the scheme is the question. He fits the first line with ankle breaker, 1T, snipe, and tape to tape. He's got an amazing shooting category, and he's the kind of guy that we haven't had. We haven't had a pure goal scorer yet. And as a sniper playing with, I believe it's a power forward and a 2-way forward, he might be able to get some good chemistry. There's Martin Neckish as well. I'd have to learn how to say his name. Does not fit our scheme, unfortunately. And I trust Laine he's only 28, right? 7 years, he'd be 35, but I think it's the kind of move we almost sort of have to make. He could probably flip-flop with Haltonen. He takes the pressure off of Haltonen to be on the top line. I like it. I like it a lot. Some of these older guys here. Mario Ferraro, a solid defenseman, but only an 82 overall. Let's take a look at the overall instead of what they're asking for, right? Like Chandler Stevenson, a great player here, 85, only wants just under 5. 3.8 for Gustav Nyquist. We tried that once before. Dylan Strome, no, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're going after Patrick Laine. This is the offseason we're going all in. This is the offseason we've been waiting for. I'll give him 5 years. I think I'll give him 5 years at 11 million. I feel like that's a fair deal for him. He'd be 33. We've got the cap space to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. 5 years, 11 million for Patrick Laine. And we are now interested. I believe the Florida Panthers were too. Oh, man, this is exciting. And there we go. RFA is Joe Valeno. That still leaves us with a good amount of cap space. I think we do need to, buying those guys out, I feel like makes sense. We've got the cap space, 48 million in cap space next year, even with the 11 and the 5.5, that's 16.5, that's still 32 million. And then we could buy those guys out and hit 3 to 4 million on the cap next year. I feel like we get rid of Risto. We get rid of Ryan Ellis this year, and we start to revamp the team this year. Taking a look at the defensemen, right? We do need another defenseman. Provorov, Korchinski, Sanheim. We need another top 4 defenseman. We have 3 right now. We need a 4th. Jet Wu and Cam York can play on the bottom pairing just fine. McIsaac might even be ready to come up and be that guy for us. I mean, he's average at best, right? Wiley, I believe. Wiley is another guy that could come up and do it for us in the system. We've got Richmond, who I mean, next year is going to be ready. I mean, do we need to buy these guys out? I think it's just the time. I think maybe Ristolainen we can leave scratched. He does not want an extension. We could leave him scratched. Is 4.8, but I definitely think saving the money. Oh, we can't buy him out anymore. That's a bummer, but that's okay. You know what? We'll just put Ryan Ellis in the minors. That saves us some cap space, and then you know what we'll do? We'll go after a free agent defenseman. I unfortunately can't buy out Ryan Ellis. That's a bummer. But you know, he can be in the AHL. He can help those young guys grow. He can help that team do what it needs to do to, you know. Oh man, are there really no defensemen? Lindgren here, I guess, is the best bet. He fits on the second pairing. Trouba doesn't fit any pairing, but Mikey Anderson does, the two-way defender, who's actually really quite solid all around. Yeah, he's okay, I guess. He shot 25% last year, played 13 minutes a night. I don't think he played many games last year. Yeah, 18 games, that's it. That's all he played, so... Giveaway to takeaway ratio hasn't looked good, but he does when he plays, right? 23 minutes a night. He's hitting, he's blocking shots, a ton of them too. Maybe Ristolainen is just the better option. No sense in giving $5 million for 6 years to a guy that's pretty average. Maybe look for next year's class. I'm really actually happy that I didn't just jump in and just get rid of those guys. Maybe we swing a trade too. Maybe I'm going to go check the trade block, guys, and I'll be back if I have something. If not, I'll let you guys know that, well, defenseman is just going to have to ride for one more year. So I think I may have found a trade for us to go after. Now, for some reason, there's not a lot of players on the trade block for us, but there are a couple players that match a team's surplus or are on the block, and the team we're going to be calling are the Arizona Coyotes. Not a rookie skater. No. Skaters matching the block, and it's John Klingberg. I know it doesn't necessarily fit the defensive defenseman that I was looking for, but this guy's too darn good to pass up. I mean, his defensive categories in the mid-80s for upper 80s, for awareness and stick checking. His passing, puck control, and offensive awareness are all 89. His skating is still in the high 80s. The only thing that really brings him down is his physical category. And to be honest, I don't care if he's got 83 strength. I don't care if he's got 81 body checking, 78 aggressiveness. Doesn't matter to me. He's got an actual forward caliber shot that I'd see in my middle six. And I think for the value he's at 84, 33, exact top 4, shouldn't drop off too much, would fit our first line and all the penalty killing lines. He's got 1 year at 8.1, so we are going to call them and ask what they would want. And I kind of like the idea of York, SDA, and Daigle. They really want SDA. SDA is like in every trade here, so they really, really want SDA. Jet Wu 1-for-1. Well, I shouldn't say 1-for-1, but Jet Wu in SDA. I think what I'll do is I'll add in Cam York. I was looking at this trying to debate, do I want Wu or do I want York? They're the same age, but Wu is a defensive defenseman making less money, and he's been better for us. Just straight up, he's been a better player, and he's a better scheme fit. Compare that to Cam York, who fits the first line, sure, but just isn't gonna fit the third line. I don't want to play him on the second line either. That's why we're going after Klingberg. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna see if we can get the Arizona Coyotes to retain $1.5 million. I think they're looking to shed a bit of salary for an aging player, but $1.5 million will get them down to 6.6 6, I believe, is what it would be. And I feel like that'd be a perfect amount. That would leave us with 14 million in cap space, which would leave us 3 million if Patrik Laine signs. So I'm going to propose this trade, see if they will retain that little bit of salary. If they won't, it's not the end of the world. But York and SDA, and the reason SDA is in here, they want a young player. They really, really want him. So by all means, they can have him. 25, a really good looking playmaker, at least for your bottom 6. Good skater too, so we'll see what they end up doing with him. But York is really the prize here to replace Klingberg, a younger player with some upside, offensive defenseman for offensive defenseman. Propose the trade, and yeah, I figured they weren't going to take the salary back on unless I paid a little bit more. But 1 million? Can we get 1 million off of the books? No, not yet. How about $500,000? Will they just accept $500,000? 7.6 million. No, okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and no retained salary, 8.1 million, and that only bumps it up to 83 million on our cap hit, plus Laine's potential 11 million. That would get us to 94.7, meaning we just have under 2-ish million, 1.8 million available. So SDA and York for Klingberg. Trade accepted. We are going to get John Klingberg to round out our blue line, and it just makes sense, right? He's a veteran, 33 years old, 1 year left on his deal, slots into our top 4 defensemen perfectly. As that 4th defenseman, we got Provorov, Korchinski, and then Sanheim, Klingberg, and then we can have Wu and Risto, while having Ellis again as our 6th defenseman. So I think things are going to look pretty good come next season, but we do need to wait and see if the big one is here. We got to go ahead and advance a day or two. No, I'm not trading Andrechuk. I just drafted him. Thank you very much. Going to reject the offer. Oh, okay. You hate my AHL squad? And okay, the assistant coach there likes my AHL squad. Coaching staff, we need to just sign a coach. AHL goalie coach. I don't know why he was being so obstinate about it. We'll see though. There's plenty of A+. There we go. Fine. If Supis doesn't want to get here, we will just go after Holmqvist, who's also got A+. So why not? He doesn't want a lot of money. I was going to pay the other guy more, but offer the contract to Marcus Holmqvist. Let's hope that he joins and we get ourselves a goalie coach, but let's hope more so that Patrik Laine accepts his contract. And there's a scout that I signed to be part of Europe, the only A scout available. So we're going to continue to slowly build up scouts every year. July 4th, Rati has decided to stay with the Islanders. That's fine. And July 5th, here is the moment of truth, the Patrik Laine signing. 3 teams are interested. It's us, Florida, and somebody else. Who is he going to choose? Let's hope it's us. And Patrik Laine is here. You can see at the top, of course, the coach popped first, but Patrik Laine is a member of your Philadelphia Flyers with his couple bit of X factors, right wing, left wing, 6'5", 209 at 28. Korchinski signs the 8 years, $5.5 million, and we are looking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful with 2.6 million in cap space left. Drouin will probably be the guy on his way out after this season. I think he's been phenomenal for that second line. He looks fantastic as a playmaker. At 31, we'll have to see what he's asking for, right? He's asking for 6 million, 7 million. Frost is probably the higher priority as a middle 6 playmaker there for us. Where does he fit best? He doesn't really fit the scheme all that well, but you know, we got Casper Haltinen, who's now an 84, who's jumped to an 84. Ooh, we love to see it. Things are going to look good come next season. So let's go ahead, sim to next season. I'll show you guys what the lines look like. Holy moly, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to jump in real quick. I saw a trade between Boston and Buffalo got rid of Joshua Jacobs, the 21-year-old medium elite power forward, who's only $9 million for this player. With that ridiculous shot, they traded him away. I mean, I guess oh my God, he's been horrible, like plus minus wise, but I can't really blame him. And in return, Buffalo got, I believe, Grzelcyk. They also have, I guess, Olszenish, another first overall pick. Oh my God, they've been so bad. Grzelcyk here, they just traded for him, and now he's on the block from them. He's an 85-32. I believe they also got TJ Oshie, who was just signed by the Boston Bruins in free agency, and they flipped him immediately, as well as some picks going both ways. That is one crazy. I mean, they probably got a couple seconds. That is a crazy trade to make to a division rival, to trade somebody like Joshua Jacobs away. He's ridiculous. Oh, he's going to go nuts in Boston, isn't he? He's going to play with Pasternak and Domi. Oh, my God. And they've still got McAvoy and Lindholm. And, oh, man, that's going to be... that was crazy. I can't believe I just saw that trade. I'm glad it announced to me that trade happened, but we keep getting all these trade offers. I don't want Jake Bean for a second. He's probably a really good player. Like, I maybe could have waited less so right away in free agency to make the move for Klingberg, but here we are. We got to set the captains. Hayes is an alternate, with Couturier being the captain and Provorov also being the alternate, so I'm fine with that. Klingberg is going to wear number 5. McIsaac is up. Oh my God, we have so many defensemen up here. Why do we have so many defensemen? Laine's wearing number 30. But let's go ahead and take a look at the lines. What are we going to see? We get a +5 with Konechny, Couturier, and Laine. Laine with those X factors getting us a +5, even though he fits the second line so well. Ooh, that's an option. We could put Kasper Halttunen on the first line now that he's an 86. Dubois playing with Drouin and Laine. What are we just bringing back some Columbus Blue Jackets vibes here? Oh my goodness, these Joel Farabee on the third line. I don't hate that, actually. Frost on the fourth line, I do. Oh my word, we are stacked. Frost on the fourth line, he doesn't necessarily fit. Hayes on the fourth line is where he belongs. Ooh, we get a +2 with Farabee, Lehman, and Hayes. And then we get a Brink, Frost, and Paling. Oh my word. This is insane. Dubois. You know what? No, we're moving Dubois to the fourth line. That's where I think he fits the best. Frost is still 27. Dubois, wow, I didn't realize how close they were in age. But 91 passing, 91 puck control, and 87 offensive awareness. His defensive category leaves a little bit to be desired compared to PLD. But Drouin, Frost, Laine could be the move, or we could put Laine up on the... Ooh, we get a +2. I think I might rock with this. I think I might stick with Halttunen on the first line again to start the season, see how he does there. He started off well, but then really tailed off, and we needed to move some players around. Laine is a top sixer. He's going to play on the power play. He's got 94. Oh my God, he's got 94 wrist shot accuracy, 93 wrist shot power. I don't know if it's almost better to do this and just have Halttunen there. Yeah, oh, there we go. We get Drouin, Dubois, Halttunen also gets a +2. So that might be where I leave it. And then Frost on the fourth line. He doesn't necessarily fit. He could be trade bait. He very much could be trade bait as a guy that's expiring. We can see what we could get for him, but guys, the first line looks insane. Take a look at the defense. We got Klingberg. Korchinski's got to move up there. Klingberg and Sanheim for sure, although Wu and Sanheim gets a +1. Wu went up to an 82. Ellis is now a 77. He should retire after this season. But Provorov, Korchinski still gets the +2. Sanheim with Klingberg, who dropped to an 83, still fine with it. His underlying stats are still nuts. I don't care about the physical category. And then Wu and Ristolainen down here will be fine. Man, oh man, taking a look at the goalies too. It's Carter Hart and Hunter Jones. Scratch, we have McIsaac and Ellis. I will probably end up sending Ellis down, but man, look at this top line of Konechny, Couturier, Laine, Halttunen, Dubois, Drouin, Farabee, Lehman, Hayes, Brink, Frost, Paling. Frost may start to complain about ice time soon. Dubois has third line scoring forward listed as his playing time. I mean, Lehman's still listed as a depth forward, so I guess I could flip-flop him and Dubois or put Frost. No, I think this line is... I'd like to maybe maximize it, but the deking, the passing, the offensive awareness, even the shot for Frost is really, really good. Dubois is no slouch by any means, but I think Frost is better offensively. Maybe we do need a defensive presence on this line, and we look to trade Frost for a high draft pick. He's just kind of the odd man out right now on an expiring deal. Doesn't really fit the scheme. I think I might move Frost for a pick. You know, he's got a high amount of value, right? Defensively, we look fine. Let's just do find a trade real quick for a guy like Frost. I thought he'd have more value than this, but I guess not. A second and a third, Boyd and a third, Lewis and a third, Musty. So some prospects here from the Chicago Blackhawks. Jake Bean, a third and a fourth. I mean, there's Ryder from the Detroit Red Wings. They want to give him to us. That could be a move, right? We were going to use a pick on him. Could just end up getting him anyway. Second, third, and Han. Murray, a third and a third, a second and a third, and then there's our second and a third. So that seems to be what we're going to get for Frost. Maybe Frost and like a prospect or something like that. Ooh, nice to see Gavin grow. And maybe I want to sign Gavin. Let's take a look at the AHL, see if he has a slot. He 100% has a slot. Nikitin is a defenseman playing forward. So is Ty Higgins. Oh man, we have so many defensemen down here. Virgilio. Yeah, we may want to look to move a guy like Andre plus or Wiley plus somebody and just get some forwards. But we do need, what is that? We need a good amount of forwards. Nikitin, definitely I want him playing defense, not offense this year. The first line is fine, but we definitely need to sign Jordan Gavin. He'll play for us for sure, so I'll do that now. And then probably a couple free agents. Maybe trading some AHLers, you know, those minimal trades. We'll go with unsigned players right now. Sort by overall. Yeah, he definitely needs to be signed. He definitely needs to be playing in the AHL. Sign him to a 3-year deal. Jordan Gavin is now here and ready to go. So we'll go to the AHL. Best lines it again. And just see what they throw in on the bottom on the AHL. There he is. He's on the top line now with Desnoyers, the two-way forward, and then the two-way forward Tyson Forster. Ronning gets us, you know, it's actually better there. Wisdom, do we do any better there? No? Okay, so we'll need to get somebody here instead of Cohen Zacharias. Was a third-round pick for us. I mean, he could play, right? Undrafted, second-round pick for the Blackhawks. Undrafted, fourth-round pick. There we go. So Millman is a fourth-round pick, not of mine. And I believe Cohen Zacharias is. Yes, he was. So we need probably 1, 2, 3, 4 AHL forwards. Defensively, we've got Nikitin, Addard. We're going to put these two together. We're going to move. Ooh, Zamula gets a +2 with Virgilio. And we're going to put Nikitin up there with Wiley. Addard fits. Wow, he fits the first line really, really well. But he doesn't get us a plus anywhere. Zamula gets a +1 for Nikitin. But I think we're going to leave it as is. Andre up? No. Zamula's just a perfect fit down here. The balanced. Our coach likes balanced. Zamula, we could get a +1 and then +1. Actually, I might do that. Wiley, though, you know what? No, we're going to put Wiley up there just because he's the best overall. Zamula there with Virgilio. So we got a 78, 76, 76, 79. Ooh, man, I'm looking forward to this. The two-way defender, Matthew Virgilio, our first-round pick in 24. So D+2, I think. And then same thing with Nikitin. He was also drafted in 2024. He was our second first-round pick in 2024. So those first-rounders are now making their way to the AHL. Looking at the goalies, it's Thompson and Blomqvist. And then I believe we have somebody scratched. It would be Kozlov. That's fine. He's listed as another goalie anyway. So there we go. AHL looks great. Just need to sign a couple players. The NHL, I really think Frost for a prospect like Ryder, who he knows got the X factor and stuff like that and would fit it right away in on the AHL, as well as getting like a third-round pick. Maybe we can squeeze a second out of them to replace our second that we don't have. Frost would then be replaced by somebody maybe from the AHL, maybe from free agency, right? We could get easily get a bottom six centerman there. That we could replace, from free agency. Let's take a look. Who's still out there and available in free agency? Like, yeah, Hood. The playmaker, Samuel Hood, fits the third line. Sure, a playmaker with a really, really good defensive category. Not a good defensive awareness, but the stick checking is great. We could get Nathan Bastian, too, the grinder. Would fit the fourth line. We'd see Jacob Bryson. Hey, hi, how you doing? Kiefer Sherwood. A really solid two-way forward. He's a 78, though. Maybe we could make a trade for like an 80 overall or something like that. I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I even bother trading Frost? Or maybe I could throw in an AHLer in the Frost deal? Or I should say a fourth-line center in the Frost deal? So let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section. I can't wait to hear them. This was an awesome off-season episode. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did, too. But that's all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free-for-all, free-for-all.